Previously, my expedition took me deeper into the heart of Madagascar, crossing crocodile-infested rivers on dugout canoes, making the most of some sketchy bridges and plunging into the bush. We pick up the journey here, where the worst is about to threaten the entire expedition.
So we had a bit of a problem then. We were stopped by a junkie, a military officer, and he was with his gun, dropping it, getting it back up, saying, "Show me your passport," showing him my passport, and he wanted to see the papers that allow me to trek from south to north. And on the papers, it's actually the wrong dates. It said that I should have been in Fanadasu, which is the next big city, on the 30th last month. It's now the 5th or 6th of October. And so that all sparked up into a bigger issue. I had a Malagasy trying to fight me. He was drunk, he was getting in my face, saying bonjour faza, and people were trying to hold him back from fighting me. And then 2 sober officers came down and we managed to sort the issue, but it literally lasted about half an hour. There was a lot of anger, a lot of hatred, and it wasn't a nice situation to be in. It wasn't nice at all. But we're sorted now, and we're gonna have to camp at the next spot that we find.
Soon, bandits and snakes would be the least of my worries.
So we stopped at a district village last night. We arrived here about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We covered about 11 miles, so we covered it pretty fast. And so we decided to, And so we decided to stay here the night, rest, recover, and sort our feet out as they're really bad. Mine are in a lot of pain right now. But it was a good night's sleep. And it's a nice cool day today, which makes a change. It's been over 40 degrees Celsius for the past 4 or 5 days. So it's been really hot. So today will be a good day. Oh, I think we'll get to Tadasu tomorrow. We're aiming for. And Tadasu's the place that when I came to Madagascar for the first time, I'd done the training in the forest and the mountains there. So I look forward to get back there. It's a great place. But for now, another big day ahead.
My optimism was soon halted as Madagascar's heat began to play its dirty tricks again.
Boiling day today, roasting. It must be about 45 degrees Celsius today, and we're just charging forward, trying to get to Tadasu for tomorrow. All 3 of us are in a lot of pain. We have so many blisters. And we did run completely low on water until we came across this pool of water here. And at first I didn't think that it was fresh, but I topped some up, tried some, and it's heaven. Heaven. I want to jump in it, but obviously I'm not gonna. But today has been agonizing. Pretty brutal. Been about 45 degrees Celsius, which just weighs you down completely. You know, it slows you down. It drains all your energy, physically and mentally. And you're off. You've been thrown loads of challenges, from river crossings, getting over swampland, getting through dense forestry or jungle.
With the heat and the terrain becoming more challenging, I began to question everything.
So we just stopped for a quick drink then, and a few lads cycled past on their bikes, pretty quick. And then in the distance, after that, we could hear what sounded like a fire, and we could see some sort of ash falling. And it's a hot day of 35, 40 degrees Celsius. There's a slight breeze coming from behind us, and we think that there's a pretty big fire behind us, so we need to scramble and get the hell out of here fast.
Finally, after 5 days of walking through exhaustion, I had to stop to rest. I've been suffering from a little bit of heat exhaustion. It's nothing major at this point, just a bit of a headache, feeling slightly dizzy, and my urine's completely orange, and so I'm resting here a bit longer than I should, and I've managed to bump into some French doctors who were great. They gave me some good advice of drinking Coca-Cola for the sugar, water, of course, lots of water, and taking plenty of salts. So that's what I've been doing all day, with a bit of paracetamol and ibuprofen, which I've got hold of some extra ones now. It's just really hot here, 45 degrees Celsius, which isn't too bad, but when you're walking with 25 kilograms out in the sun constantly, and I've been pushing myself a bit too far. I've been walking 10 to 12 hours in this heat, and sometimes I go without breakfast, sometimes I skip lunch, so I think I actually needed this. I take this as a positive, although it's painful, I see it as a positive note. Later that day, my health declined drastically. I started to deteriorate and decided to drive to the nearest hospital to get proper checks. I was seen to by a doctor as soon as I arrived. One of the first things she done, after taking my blood pressure and temperature, which was extremely high, 42 degrees Celsius, she took a blood test as well, and I wasn't actually suffering from heat exhaustion or extreme dehydration at all. I had actually contracted malaria, which isn't good in the slightest. The morning that I woke up and decided, right, I must go to Fianarantsoa, the city, I was actually having like a 45 minute battle with myself. I remember feeling quite unconscious and hearing two voices in my head, one saying, you need to get up, you need to drink your water now. And then the other was saying, don't worry, it'll be fine, leave the water. You'll go slowly and you won't go painfully. So that was quite scary, and then eventually I clicked onto whatever was going on inside, and I got up and drank some water, and I got up and I was really bad. And so then I decided to get myself to Fianarantsoa, and even the drive was it was painful. It was just a bumpy ride on a dirt track until we hit the main national road, and so I just took an absolute beating. But it's good to be here. I've been taking medication. The doctor's been checking up on me twice a day, which is really good. And hopefully make a full recovery. It's loads cooler here in the city, it's cloudy. We've had a bit of rain, which is perfect. In Tadasu, it's just too bloody hot, man. Too hot. 45 degrees Celsius, no wind, no clouds, nothing whatsoever. It's like being back in the Gobi Desert. Oh, it's painful, the heat. I'm sick of it already. I'm sick of it, and it's the cool, dry season. I'm now back in Tadasu, and it took about 3 hours to get back. It's good to be back here, back to where I left off. I've got Beast. I've not missed Beast. It's empty, and it's still pretty heavy. And we continue tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day I head towards Pic Bobby, which is the second highest mountain in Madagascar. It's hot here. It is hot. It's a lot hotter in Tadasu than it is in Fianarantsoa. So it's we're gonna have to deal with that. But I'm feeling 100%. It was a tough battle, fighting malaria. It was the worst type. It can kill you within 24 hours. So it was really quite worrying. Especially because I was lingering on still for a further 5 days before I decided to go to Fianarantsoa in the first place. So when I arrived at Fianarantsoa, I was in a rather mess, to be honest. And the doctor could see that. It scars you a little bit as well. It makes you realise how precious life is and how quickly it can almost be taken from you. It almost brought this whole expedition to an end if it was, if it turned any worse. But I wasn't going to let it. I wasn't going to let it. I'm too determined, too focused to just kill off malaria with the strong medication that I was taking and get back on track. I've not actually yet finished my medication. I think me thinks I'm slightly mad. I've got another 3 days worth of medication, but I'm going to start tomorrow anyway. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling ready. I'm obviously a lot weaker now and a lot skinnier, but walking will build me back up. And I'm looking to arrive at Fianarantsoa. It takes 3 hours to drive, but 7 days to walk, on the 1st of November. And the 1st of November is my birthday, so that'll be awesome. So I'll go back to that hotel that I was at, and I think a good couple of beers are in need. Celebrate my 25th birthday. And the fact that malaria is behind me. Hopefully, touch wood, it stays that way, because you can always catch malaria again. But I'm just going to really take my doxycycline, a pill a day, the mosquito spray at night and in the mornings, and just keep covered. Don't let the little mosquitoes next to me.